So we went out to raise $12 million. That was led by two substantial long-only investors who we've been in touch with over the last number of years. They said they were keen to get involved in the company. And then once we launched the deal and announced the $12 million financing, we had a significant amount of additional interest come in through existing institutional shareholders, as well as some other new institutional shareholders who recognize the tremendous upside that there is within our company.
Welcome to those tuning into the Assay TV, where I'm once again joined by Luke Alexander, President, CEO, and Director of Newcore Gold. So welcome, Luke.
Yeah, hi Katie, thanks for having me.
So we actually caught up recently at our one-to-one mining investment event in Cape Town. So it hasn't been that long since we last spoke, but more good news. First things first, congratulations for being recognised as 2025 TSX Venture 50 company. How do you think this reflects on Newcore and, of course, your flagship Enchi Gold project?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Katie. It has been a very busy start to the year, which is great. I mean, sentiment in the market's been positive, so that's a nice way to start off the year. And then, as you mentioned, being included in the Venture 50 is a real compliment to the company, and I think that really speaks to the quality of the project that we've got, the exploration upside, as well as the team that we've got at Newcore. If you look at what we did in 2024, obviously we put out a PEA which outlined extremely robust economics for the project. The market, stood up and took notice of just how valuable our Enchi project is well. And then layered on top of that, obviously district scale exploration. So a combination of those things, along with the management team who has a proven track record of delivering significant returns for shareholders, I think are the key elements that did lead to us being included in that TSX 50. So it's a real compliment to the entire Newcore team that we achieved that milestone.
And the good news certainly hasn't stopped there. You also announced an upsize in private placement from 12 million to 15 million. That's obviously quite significant upsize there. Can you talk us through the decision to increase the upsize? And of course, what does this mean in terms of interest for Newcore?
Yeah, so one of the things we're obviously keen on doing is continuing to aggressively move our project forward. That's a combination of de-risking work, which is going to take us from a PEA at this stage to a PFS in the first half of 2026. We're also obviously keen to continue to unlock some of that exploration potential that we've got across the project as well. So, over the last few months, we've put out a number of sets of drill results. Some of those included the best ever grade meter intercepts on the project, as well as holes that will expand the overall size of the resource. So on the back of a lot of that success, we took the view that continuing to aggressively drill and move the project forward is something we were keen on doing. So we went out to raise $12 million. That was led by two substantial long-only investors who we've been in touch with over the last number of years. They said they were keen to get involved in the company. And then once we launched the deal and announced the $12 million financing, we had a significant amount of additional interest come in through existing institutional shareholders, as well as some other new institutional shareholders who recognize the tremendous upside that there is within our company. So with all that interest, we decided to upsize it to 15 million. That then gives us additional capital to keep the drill rigs turning. So we couldn't be more happy with the result from that financing. And I think the reaction in the market post the announcement, the fact that the stock was up as much as 15 or 20% over a couple of days of trading post the announcement really flags, the market sentiment towards us aggressively moving this project forward.
Excellent. You're certainly putting that money to good use with some additional drilling. You've increased the size of your drill program to 35,000 meters, and you've also announced some additional drill results. So can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you look back, 2024 Q3, we announced a 10,000 meter drill program. That program was focused and is focused on, resource conversion as well as some expansion. With this additional capital, we're able to increase the overall size of the program to 35,000 meters. That will start to focus a lot more on resource expansion as we get the resource conversion drilling. So that's something that we're extremely excited about as we move things forward. In terms of the specific results that we put out this week, we had some more great results. If you look at those in hole number 328, for example, we intercepted 1.28 grams over 63 meters. That's essentially from surface within the oxide transitional material. So that's well above our current grades, so that's encouraging. And then also we hit some nice high grades as well within this set of results. If you look at hole 335, for example, we intercepted 2.2 grams over 23 meters, but then within that we had 5.5 grams over 6 meters. Again, very near surface intercept starting at 6 meters from surface. So these are more great results, and with this additional drilling that we're going to be doing, obviously we're going to look to expand on that as well.
So you've just highlighted some of the impressive results you've released this week, but let's look at the expansion of the drill program. 35,000 meters, as you said, is quite a significant increase. Can you tell us a bit more about the plan there? What do you have in the pipeline?
When you look at our project, we talk about district scale exploration. If you look at our resource today, it sits on 5 different deposits. We've drilled 9 deposits, not 9 targets in total, but across our project, we have identified over 25 targets to date. All of our deposits do remain open along strike, so systematically stepping out, looking to add ounces on the edges of our deposits is something we're going to focus on. We do have some areas that we're excited to go back to, areas like Kogina Hill, where we've done some drilling in the past, call it 2,000 to 5,000 meters. We've made discoveries, but haven't had the opportunity to go back and look to grow the overall size of those areas. So that's something we'll look at. And then obviously the opportunity at depth is something we're extremely excited about. If you look at the average vertical pits of our that constrains our resource today, it's only down to about 75 meters. We have started to identify some high-grade feeder zones across our project, and those are areas that we want to get back to drill some of that higher grade potential that exists on our project. And we've seen some of that come through in the results that we've put out over the last few months. So we're excited to grow at surface along strike, but also that opportunity at depth. So, a portion of that 35,000 meters will be focused on both of those strategies.
Excellent. Just pivoting back to the financing, as we know now, the bank is full since the upsize of the private placement. What's next for Enchi? You're allocating some of this money towards continued drilling, but what else is in the pipeline?
Yeah, so we're doing beyond the drilling, resource expansion, conversion drilling, going after new targets from a drill perspective. We're doing a lot of de-risking work in the background. So to take us from a PEA to a PFS, some of the additional work we're doing is condemnation drilling, hydrological work, geotech work. We're also doing a lot of additional metallurgical test work on the project. We did get a social and environmental baseline study done in 2023. We are doing some additional work on that front. So these are all things that, may not be as exciting from a pure market perspective, but they are crucial for us to move the project from PEA to PFS. And, one of the real motivations for us taking it from a PEA to a PFS is typically you will get a higher valuation once that de-risking work has happened from a market perspective. PEAs, when I talk to analysts, investment bankers, they say those should typically trade around 0.2, 0.3 times the NPV of the project. As you take that to a PFS, you can expect that to be more around 0.5 to 0.6 times. So that's the kind of opportunity as we de-risk it from a valuation perspective that we're targeting for investors.
Busy few months ahead for Newcore then. Just to round up, is there anything else you want our investors to look out for in the coming months?
We're very busy. Also from from a conference and marketing perspective. So we will be at the PDAC conference. Within that, there's a MIF conference that we will be involved in as well. We're really excited to be included in the Spotlight on Ghana event, which we'll have the Minister of Mines at, as well as the CEO of the Minerals Commission presenting at that. So that will be a very busy time for us, as well as keep an eye out for lots of additional news flow, given we are continuing to drill. What we typically do is, as we get batches of results back, we put those out to the market, so look for some of that news flow. And then we're on site quite a bit, so expect lots of news flow coming from site as well.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure it won't be long until we catch up again with all your news flow coming out in the coming months, and look forward to catching you at PDAC.
Yeah, looking forward to that, Katie.